Good morning, Alex. This is the first time I've seen the sun in 4 days, and I'm trying to spend as much of the morning as I can soaking it up, watching the ways that it moves through my apartment. I'm holding a lot of feelings about your last video. It's hard sometimes to translate feelings into words, but I'm fascinated by it, and so appreciate the care that you put into expressing something I know so well. Like you said, I too have left home abruptly and with less time to say goodbye to friends and welcoming spaces than I thought I would have. Approaching a year out, there are last times that I find myself remembering most days. There are moments of saying goodbye that still keep me up at night, some nights. But I'm the kind of person who fixates on the endings of things. I remember reading books like this one over and over as a kid and thinking about what they said about home. At the end of this one, Lucy and Edmund are essentially exiled from a place that they love. "Dearest," said Aslan very gently, "you and your brother will never come back to Narnia." "Oh, Aslan," said Edmund and Lucy, both together in despairing voices. "You are too old, children," said Aslan, "and you must begin to come close to your own world now." "It isn't Narnia, you know," sobbed Lucy. "It's you. We shan't meet you there. And how can we live, never meeting you?" Growing up means leaving things behind, and passages like this remind me of what it can really hurt about leaving. There are people I won't see anymore and people I won't be anymore. But you're right that memories still matter, and that we don't lose them when we leave. They help most days. I fill my apartment up with pictures that help me remember. I think about hermit crabs or turtles. I think of Mary Oliver poems. She ends her poem, "The River," like this. "Home," I said. In every language there is a word for it. In the body itself, climbing those walls of white thunder, past those green temples, there is also a word for it. I said, home. It makes me think that home is something I carry with me like I carry my body. It makes me think that I'm going to spend my life learning new words for home. It makes me want to write poetry of my own, which is not something I usually admit that I do. I like playing at translating my feelings to words, but it's always been hard to share with people. I wrote this in the spring after I watched an art assignment video about art that brings comfort. It's been some days, weeks, since I left another home and the rhythm of your words in the tall grass there. What I remember most from the last 3 years, saying goodbye to rivers and the person I believed I could become next to them. What I've loved, the way they turn me outward without pulling me out of myself like stripping little grass seeds from their stems and scattering. I'm no center, but the world is around me. When I get homesick, thinking about things like this brings me a lot of comfort. Part of what makes a place home, I think, is the way we become part of it. But it's a part of us, too, and when we eventually and inevitably do have to leave, we take it with us. It also brings me a lot of comfort to know that you and I are both carrying this one home with us. We might be taking it to different countries, and the new homes we are discovering will be far apart, but it is easier to bear. Thinking of you and thinking of you bearing it and thinking of the ways that we might be feeling the same. It's kind of like being together, just apart. But I'm singing Julia's song along to you in your new place, Alex. I'm so excited for you. I hope someone else is singing it there for you. Welcome, welcome. I'll see you soon.